Eye Support. And we have it at a brand new monthly special price just for you. We're launching it today here on HSN. It will be featured throughout September. Andrew will be here September 15th with a full visit, but this is a chance for you to get a head start and stock up on some of your favorites. So the Ultimate Eye Support is being offered in a 30, a 60, a 180, or a 360 size. This is also huge savings across the board, depending on the size you're choosing. They are all being offered on 6 flexible payments just for this show. Wow. I know, it's a flash event, so take advantage. In all my years, Andrew, I've never seen that, an entire show on 6 flex pay. It's pretty fun.
We never do that with my products, so it's a great opportunity because all of my products, most people tend to get the largest size, so it's a great way to get a size that lasts, say, a year, yes, and to spread those payments out over at least 6 months.
Yes.
So it's pretty exciting to be able to do that and not just enjoy the health, but to also save at the same time.
Absolutely. Okay, so we're going to talk a little bit about this. This is another one of your very most popular products. It's also a big customer pick on hsn.com with over 1,500 perfect 5-star reviews. So what should we know first about your Ultimate Eye Support?
Well, the Ultimate Eye, what I often try to distinguish, many people think about an eye product as being like a medicine or a drug for their eyes or vision and preventing this or preventing that. What I really like to call everyone's attention to, the key ingredients, which we probably before everyone else about 20 years ago introduced in an eye product, lutein and zeaxanthin, that these are not ingredients that work on your eyes to make your eyes work better. What these ingredients are, these are ingredients that are absolutely essential to your eyes for them to work, period. They don't work on your eyes. They're what your eyes need to work at all. They are the macular pigment. They are involved in the clarity of our vision, in protecting our vision over the course of our lifetime, and really allowing us to experience the most important of our 5 senses, our vision. So that's what I try to remind everyone, that this is not some product that just kind of gives little soft benefits to our eyes. Lutein and zeaxanthin are a critical part of the optical system of how our vision works and how our eyes protect themselves over the course of a lifetime. So, and the more science you read, the more you'll be filling your mouth with green leafy vegetables. And also we have anthocyanin-rich berries in this product for night vision. So it's the most comprehensive vision product we make, and the reviews, like omega-3 product reviews, are virtually perfect.
Yeah, I just opened one of the capsules so everybody could see. Small, easy to swallow. The color is a really pretty, almost like a dark berry color. That must be from the bilberry?
That's the bilberry extract and the black elder extract. What you're seeing in there, those are the anthocyanins that really support night vision and healthy circulation to the eyes. And we have hundreds of reviews that talk about night vision, which can become a challenge as we get older.
Right.
But if you look really carefully at that powder, you'll see little yellow specks. Those little yellow specks are the lutein and the zeaxanthin. And the macular region of our eye, the critical part of our eye, technically called the macula lutea, that's Latin for yellow spot, because the macula lutea, it owes its name to lutein and zeaxanthin. So I guess in what I was saying before, they are an integral part of our visual system, of the most critical part of the retina of our eye, the macula lutea. Its very name is defined by the presence of lutein and zeaxanthin.
Isn't that something? It really is remarkable, isn't it? All of these natural ingredients that are just delivered to us in a way where we can truly benefit. When we talk about Andrew's products, they're the world's finest for a reason. I mean, they are made with the finest possible standards in terms of manufacturing. They're all made in America. They're made with solar energy. They're made right in Henderson, Nevada. The bottles that they're put in are recyclable, right? I mean, they're made out of recyclable material. There is not a better way to manufacture a product or a vitamin than what Andrew delivers to us every single day. And I think that's one more reason that we love taking these products. Is you're supporting this great company that, you know, is all about health. It's all about caring deeply about your good health. If there's a way to make a product better, Andrew is always doing that. Your products evolve over the years. As you learn more and research more, if there's a way to upgrade it, you always do that automatically without upgrading the price. You just still bring us these great values every time. This is an example of that.
No, the products tend to become more and more affordable and more comprehensive. And we've been making an eye product for almost 40 years.
Wow.
And originally, of course, lutein and zeaxanthin weren't available, but we introduced lutein and zeaxanthin in our eye product, I think almost 20 years ago, which was a breakthrough ingredient at that time. And it just goes to show what you read in a lot of the reviews, that so many folks have been able to take advantage of the benefits of lutein and zeaxanthin a couple of decades before anyone else. And what's really interesting, there are still eye products on the market that do not contain lutein and zeaxanthin, which would sort of be like making, to me, an omega-3 product that had no omega-3s in it.
Right.
It's just astounding to me. So, and the reason why they do that is because lutein and zeaxanthin are incredibly expensive. That if you took the lutein and zeaxanthin, there's more than a dozen ingredients in this eye product. If you took the lutein and zeaxanthin out, the cost of this product would probably go down by more than 75%.
No kidding. Wow.
They are extremely expensive, but no eye product deserves to be called an eye product without adequate amounts of both lutein and zeaxanthin. They are really defining of the eye's systems of protection, the eye's system of filtration and optical pigmentation. So you can't make an eye product without it, and that's why we've been doing so for a couple of decades, so
Wow.
far longer than anyone else.
And speaking of lutein and zeaxanthin, we have another monthly special product, Andrew, I don't know that I've ever sold this one with you. It's the Maximum